So ChatGPT Images here, and I've been actually using this for some time. So I've gone through all the mistakes that I'm going to teach you in the next 10 minutes so that you don't make them yourself. And I'll show you guys exactly how you can master this software fairly easily. So in ChatGPT, just make sure you come on over to the images section. If you literally just hit this create a new image right here, it'll pop up with this image area. Now, of course, for absolute beginners, it will have this template feature underneath. And I think this is a useful starting point for those of you who want to use templates and you're not sure where to begin. The only thing I would say here, it won't actually use these images as a driving image. What it does do is it will just prompt in this specific style. So for example, let's say I wanted an infographic poster here. It will put this style in, and then of course it gives me the option to upload a style. You can see here it says that reinterprets the main subject. So whatever your main subject is, and for this example, I'm literally just going to put a funny cat image. You're going to see now it essentially is going to use this prompt, not the actual driving image, to create the final image. And so when you're looking at the templates, it's important you understand that distinction. And so here you can see this is where you do get your final output. Now, of course, this is where you can make some changes. Most people don't realize that if you want to actually edit an image, if you click the select feature right here and you hover over something, you can then edit this specific part of the image. Oftentimes, most people will just try to edit and say remove X, Y, Z. But oftentimes that doesn't really work because the image generation model doesn't know which part you're referring to because you might not be able to describe it. So make sure that you're clicking the edit feature and then you hover over whichever part it is that you do want. So for example, let's say I wanted to do that. I could say replace with tail. And so now it's actually going to replace that specific section with the tail. And so here you can see with the accurate image generation editing feature, this is something that makes it much more accurate in terms of precise granular editing. A real tip / trick that's going to save you time and compute. Now, of course, when you usually generate your images, most people don't even consider the aspect ratio because they don't really know what it is. But as someone who's worked with this tool for quite a long, I would actually screenshot these and keep these because right now ChatGPT doesn't have a default box for you to tick before you generate said image. If you're already familiar with common aspect ratios, just make sure you add this before your prompt, because if you don't, you're going to have to add it at the end of your prompt and click here. Let's say you want it for Instagram, just click square, and then it will regenerate in that specific format. And here you can see we do have the final image with the aspect ratio changed. Luckily, ChatGPT Images is pretty decent, so it's going to preserve most of those details when you do either shrink it down or stretch it. So try not to worry too much about the aspect ratio, but it is worthwhile to do it beforehand rather than making that change afterwards. Now, other than the basics, it's important to know that the new images model is a little bit different than other chat image models. You see, Chat Images 2.0 can research, collect references, and can synthesize information. And it can turn all of that into an actual visual. So most people may actually prompt it and say, hey, make me an ad for OpenAI merch, but that's not the right thing you should do. Instead, you need to give it instructions so that it knows exactly what to do. For example, research the most recent OpenAI merch drops you can find, identify the rarest or most interesting items, estimate their resale value if possible, then create a polished mock-up advertisement featuring their products, accurate labels, and clean OpenAI consistent branding. And the reason that this actually works is because the prompt gives the model a job. It's not just an image, it's actually telling it to research first and then design. And so when you actually look at the image that you get here, it is much more impressive. The beginner essentially uses this like a slot machine, and the pro users of this are going to use it like a designer who can browse the internet. And that last step is what leads into the final outputs being so much better. Now, another thing that I realized that a lot of people have done is they give this model loose instructions. The problem is a lot of times people will be too vague. The model is much better at instruction following, but only if you actually give it instructions worth following. OpenAI showed several examples where the model had to place words in exact locations. One word in the right hand, another word in the left hand. They showed clocks for specific times, and all of these things matter because the models would often default to clocks 10:10 because that's what they were trained on. So what you guys want to do is use this prompt structure. Create a photorealistic object of the subject, place object 1 in an exact location, place object 2 in an exact location. The text should say exactly whatever you want it to say. Do not add extra words, do not change the spelling, keep the layout clean and readable. And so now I'm actually going to use that structure to put in a prompt. Create a clean product photo on a white desk, place a red apple in the exact center, put a white coffee mug directly in right of the apple, place 3 books above the mug, yada yada yada, and now let's input this prompt. Now, it does sound boring, but this is how you test whether the model is listening. And here you can see it does this exactly. It follows the instructions, the exact layout. Let's read it step by step so you guys can understand. The first thing I said was place a red apple in the exact center. You can see the red apple is placed there. Then I said put a white coffee mug right directly to the right of the apple. You can see that is right there. Then place 3 books above that mug, right there, we can see, and put a black camera to the left of the apple, which we can see, put a basketball below the apple, which we can see, and to use soft studio lighting and to not add any other objects. All of this was done precisely. Now think about this. If you're a creator, this is huge. Thumbnail layouts, product mockups, comparison graphics, before and after visuals, anything where the placement actually matters, this is where things matter. But if you want to go beyond single images, the next feature is where it gets really interesting. Another mistake I saw people making was that they only make single images. As a beginner, you can make single images if that's just your use case, but you're leaving most of the value on the table. You see, OpenAI showed ChatGPT Images 2.0 creating multiple consistent outputs that work together. Not just one poster, a series of college-level infographic pages, a sequence of slides, a full academic poster from a PDF. So let's actually grab a PDF and input a really cool prompt. I'm going to say, read the uploaded PDF and turn it into 4 self-contained slide images. Each slide should have a clear title, short explanatory text, 1 diagram or visual metaphor, consistent typography, and a clean academic style. Prioritize the main contribution, method, results, and limitations, and why it matters. Let's go grab a recent research paper I was reading. And now let's actually put this prompt in. So here you can see we get 4 slides, which are super duper useful. Considering that we can now download this and it's in 2K, this is some really high quality stuff. Even if you zoom in, the image actually holds up completely. This is the kind of thing that is super useful. Now remember, you're asking it to understand the PDF, compress it, and then turn that into teaching material, all steps that you would have had to do before. And you can do the same thing with a YouTube script, a research paper, a blog post, a product page, a Notion doc, your own messy notes. And this is where it starts feeling less like a generator and more like a visual coworker. Now do remember, don't just say, make an infographic. You ideally want to prompt this a little bit better. So I've input this prompt here that said, create a vertical infographic with 5 sections, use a large headline at the top, a simple diagram in the middle, and short labels beside each component, and a summary box at the bottom. Remember, your layout matters. And here you can see it actually outputs a infographic in the specific style that we've requested. Of course, it's important to know that, like I said before, your prompting style will matter absolutely. Now, another tip/trick that ChatGPT Images 2.0 can do is it can actually create PNG transparent icons. So I can say, create a PNG transparent icon of a football, and it's really useful because these images can be pasted straight into your editing program. And so here you can see we actually get the PNG transparent image. And so you'll know it's actually a PNG transparent image because when you hover over it, you'll see the background disappear. And this is something that is super useful if you're constantly in Photoshop or if you're trying to import images into your editing program and you would initially have to go to a different website to remove the background. This just saves you so much time and the image generation speed isn't that slow. Now, I purposefully made this tutorial as quick as possible, but if you guys do want the full guide in terms of how you're supposed to use this so you can actually get the most out of this, I created a complete PDF guide that is completely free that goes over all the use cases, everything that you're supposed to use this for, and all of the prompts that you need if you want to be advanced and some of the prompt structures we spoke about earlier. It's going to be completely free, link in the description.